Last time, on Down the Forest Road, Selma, a feral witch with a secret, returns to her twin, the caring healer Ursula, who yearns to prove her innocence. With a bracelet given and a promise made, the twins step through the magical threshold to the road. Shifting through time, in New York City, Alcina, a time-stitching witch, muses on their mistress the Morrigan and their magical deal. Confiding in their raven familiar, the elusive Ezra, they too seek out the forest road. Our final witch, Lila, a New Orleans bartender cloaked in shadows, seeks to rescue a childhood friend, snatched by the very power she wields. With her shadowy companion Greg, Lila steps over the threshold and onto the road. There, meeting across time and space, a hesitant coven forms. While trying to understand one another, flashes of power flow through the group as their intentions to the road are revealed. And Alcina is running out of time.
Last we left our nice coven, not yet a coven, right now more strangers than anything else. They all appeared in this demiplane on which the forest road is taking them. They had a very tense standoff as they got to know each other, alliances not quite understood, reasonings not quite intentional, despite speaking them true enough that the road allowed you passage. None of you seem to really trust each other other than Selma and Ursula, the twin sisters. Lila seems to have the most open mind with, 21st century nonsense. And Alcina the most guarded because of years on the run and years of stealing from others. It can be hard to get to know people without knowing their intentions. But intentions enough were stated, and the path straightened out going forward to a large shadowy box on the horizon, dark enough that even Lila can't see through it, and you all started making your way there. We'll pick up probably like a couple yards from it. Like you've traveled this hour of getting there, you know a bit more about each other. Any conversations you want to have had prior, you're welcome to have, but we'll pick up not too far from our first trial. I turn it to you now.
You said shadow cube. Like, does like everything just get sucked into it and it's more of a void, or does it seem like a cube filled with a bunch of shadows, like if shadows were like a gaseous form type of thing?
Void.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Selma's gonna look around to the group and shrug and say, should we throw something?
No, let me try something.
Hold on. And
okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Everyone's trying all at once.
when you when you said, well, let me try something, they were holding onto Ezra, but they like put them back down. Like, okay, sorry.
Oh, you're gonna throw Ezra?
No wonder he's demanding sacrifices. And Lila is going to lengthen her shadow to extend to it and see if she can befriend this shadow void box entity.
Yeah. As you lengthen your shadow and contact is made with it, you find it strange because you've never felt emotion through your shadow before. You've never felt cold through your shadow before. But the second it touches, not only is a chill spreading quickly from it to you, but feelings of isolation, loneliness, abandonment, any sort of being left behind floods out of the void through your shadow into the base of your feet.
Whew. I'm going to immediately retract. Don't touch it.
Why?
It's how it feels when everything is wrong and you're alone and nothing feels good at all.
Ursula immediately cast Bless on everyone. Hearing that description was enough for her. So,
And what does it look like as Ursula casts a leveled spell of Bless?
a level 1 spell, which is fine. When she casts Bless, she I think she does it a little subtly because I don't know if Selma would be happy protecting the others right now. So at the moment, it's just sort of like a twitch of her hand, like sort of like this, like next to her side. And hopefully it reaches everyone without
just make
Selma noticing.
me a DC 11 con save. And Selma, if you want to make a perception check, feel free.
Con save?
Or investigation. Yep, con save. Because to avoid magical fatigue is always a con save in our game.
Okay. Oh, good. 20.
Nice. So as Ursula is drawing on a trained ability, not something raw, not something innate, something you've trained in, you're able to easily cast it, and the rest of you just see the wind that had been summoned earlier quickly try and wrap around and tire her out more. But you're just like, your belief in yourself and your sister and hoping to get through it carries you through it, and you don't take any points of fatigue. If you do succeed, it's typically half, but a level 1 spell does not give you 1 point, so you are safe with the first level spell. But yeah, any leveled spells or any improvised magic draws you closer and closer to the weave taking you and abandoning who you are. But right now, you're all blessed. Selma, how was your perception check?
Jesus Christ, that was a 14.
Ursula, do you think on a 14 Selma would have seen it?
Can I roll to, like, deceive? Because she was doing
Sure.
a thing. Like, she was doing a
sleight
little...
of hand. Yeah, sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand? Okay. Oh, great. That's... 20.
I don't see shit.
Nope.
But do
It was
I know
19.
though? Do I feel it though? Do we feel the bless?
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel the bless, which you would be familiar with. The only
Right.
thing you're lacking is that you don't know that the other two have also
Right.
been
I'm
blessed.
just like, oh, like she does this all the time, right? It's just
Mhm.
normal. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm,
Should
exactly that.
Try to get rid of it?
Well, it's been put in our path. Is there anything around it that a plaque,
Yeah.
a letter, a note, something,
Nope.
you know?
If you wanted to try and go around it or find something, it extends into the forest. You could walk off the path and try and find its parameters, but in front of you, stretching the entire length of the path and well into the trees, is just this void.
So it's just a block. That's it. Like there's no
Mhm.
okay, and there's no note that's
A
been
literal
left.
block in the road.
Oh, a real block, a literal block in the road, and no note has been left. No nothing. Okay.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna try to dispel magic on it, and Lila is going to not touch it because that was a
Mhm.
bad time last time, and do not touch the murderer cube. Okay,
Yep.
lesson learned.
What time are you? What level are you casting dispel magic at?
4th. And
Okay.
you'll just see her eyes her eyes are a steely gray, and it will almost be like a steely gray sclera all over, as you'll see just kind of little It's similar to when a candle is extinguished a little bit. That's kind of what her magic looks like. It's like little wisps of shadow and darkness here and there. And she will cast Dispel Magic at 4th level.
Then I need 2
Fourth?
checks from you, and I'll let you pick which order you make them in.
It's scary. Why not?
First, the Dispel Magic check, and the other is the Fatigue save. I'll let you pick which order you want them in.
I don't care.
Save
tell me what to roll.
for it is going to be a DC 19 spell save.
Okay. DC 19, what? Con?
Your spell save for Dispel Magic. Yep.
Nat 20.
Woo!
Nice. Okay, and now go ahead and make your Fatigue check.
Is that 320s
So that
in a
one is
row?
the con. Yeah.
Not nat
We're
20s,
about to
but
run out.
320s. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so 16 plus 2, 18.
Okay, so
Good.
you succeed, but you still take half. So as you use your magic in a way that you've used all the time before, something here pulls at you. Could be the vengeance of the road for clearing part of the trial. Could be the vengeance of Greg trying to tie you to this place in a way that he was once tied. You're not entirely sure, but you just feel yourself weighed down a bit more. And tick 2 boxes of your fatigue tracker, please. And the outer shell is gone. Inside, a much smaller cube, and a placard, which reads, "Embrace the dark and find your way through." Also with the outer shell removed, the essentially silencer is off, and you can hear now distant whispers, the sounds of conversations yet had, never had, and once secreted between you all and people in your lives, as well as strangers' voices echoing in the night. And something in this void seems to know far more about any of you than it has any right to, and seems to be inviting you, not with an invitation, but with a threat of, I know.
Embrace the dark and... What did it say?
Embrace the dark and find your way.
Oh dear.
I have a potentially bad idea. I could cast darkness on everyone. It might just make things worse, however. So...
I'm kind of into it.
Yeah,
I'm terrified, but into it.
Alcina was
if anyone has any
like-
other ideas, of course.
same wavelength. They were just they're used to that, so they're just like itching, kind of like stretching and hearing all the voices, and just like okay, let's. They would start that spell if you were also interested.
Yeah. What would happen if we cast the same spell together?
Want to give it a try?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it in
Oh.
a real way, or do you want to try and improvise a greater effect from doing the spell together? Because you could make a joint improvised magic roll, or one of you could cast darkness.
I'm
I
good
don't
with
know what
either.
that would. Yeah, I don't know what the improvised would look like if we have an extra effect, more darkness, just double darkness.
Darker shade of black. It's Band of Black Darkness.
Band of Black
But I'm
Darkness.
okay with one of us just doing darkness for now.
Okay. And which of you would like to do it?
I don't mind.
Okay. You cast it. You are all shrouded in darkness. Lila, for you, it's a typical Tuesday night. Seeing through your own magical darkness is not hard.
Yeah, this is how she turns off the lights in her apartment, so...
For everyone else, you are temporarily blinded by a spell that you know the origin of. Jenna, can I get another con save, please?
I think someone's gonna go, and this helps. How?
Don't forget
sure
to
yet.
add. Don't forget to add bless. I think.
Oh, bless. That's 1d4, right?
Yeah.
Correct, yep.
Okay.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
14 on the die, plus 2, 16, plus
Cool.
3, 19.
Oh.
Only 1 point of exhaustion then, as your darkness, heavy like a weighted blanket, grounds you here a bit more than it's ever done before. And Selma asks, "This helps how?"
Look, I didn't see you springing into action, so try it.
I was going. Well, I was going to walk through it, but now I can't see.
Well, you're supposed to embrace the darkness and then find your way. It was very clear.
I
Yes,
think.
it doesn't seem that.
Let me see real. I think I have Sorry, I'm just reading through my thing real quick.
You're good, you're good.
Why did I think blood hunters have Oh, they do have advantage. Okay, never mind.
Also, if we need it, I can cast light. It's a cantrip.
Can I? Oh wait, okay. So hold on. So Lila said it felt like cold and like all of the bad things, right?
Mhm.
Can I
Like when
follow...
something's ripped away from you.
Yeah, something's ripped away. Can I follow that feeling? Because how Selma interpreted, like, to get, like, you must go through the darkness to blah blah blah. She interpreted as like you have to walk into it and face whatever is in there to get out the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
probably what it is, but
No, it's okay. But Selma wouldn't have said that out loud. She would have said that out loud. That's Emma telling her crew. Maybe that's what it is. Could I try to, using my external my blood huntery senses, get closer to the shade and perhaps attempt to go through it and or to it?
Yeah. Do you want to stay in the darkness that's currently around you, or leave that darkness and enter solely revealed by the light that would be naturally around you?
That's a great... I don't know what the... I think... Okay. Okay. So Selma will say, sister,
Yes?
I believe we have to go through to continue on the road. And to the others, wherever you are,
oh.
I'm shutting out to the darkness. It seems like we must face whatever the void, whatever its whispers claim. On that note, is this a protective dark? No one can see her, but she gestures to the darkness around her.
Well,
Should we
what do you mean
enter
to
with
protect?
It's said to
We
embrace
could.
it and not so.
Yeah.
Protection is a. If
I
anything,
can see through
could
my own
Alcina
magical.
be like? Oh, nice. If you can, Alcina's walked straight ahead. They're just like this, open
That's-
arms,
the
just like
darkness?
ready for it. Yeah.
Wait, if that's the... Oh, but I can't see. Do we know that Alcina?
But
is ahead? We
Lila,
probably don't.
yeah, if Lila could see, they could.
Lila would know.
Well, let's
So
try
when they're
this
saying
then
that-
first, and then
Yeah. When they're saying that, at least to you, Selma, and to Ursula, it just sounds like they're just walking further away.
Right.
Okay. So to recap all of that, Lila, you're keeping up your darkness spell. The other three are leaving it to walk directly in. Is that correct?
I'm gonna go forward.
I'll go forward with you guys.
Yeah, I think the assumption was like, if this is supposed to help us, right? Let's keep like moving forward
Got
with
it. Okay. Perfect. Then yeah, all four of you walk in. Lila following the lead of the three with you. And as you enter, very much with a protective cone around you, you might be shadowy, and you might be scary, spooky in a way, but you do draw it from a sense of protection and faith and the unknown and your own sense of knowledge. You feel your darkness. You can see within yours. You can't see past it, Lila. You can see within yours the crashing of living shadows against the edges of your spell, trying to get through and get to each one of you, but not being able to penetrate the protective ward you've put up around the people around you. And instead, you start to just see them shaping, instead of being able to possess, they're turning their faces and visages to look like each of you. If they can't have you, they'll be you and try and take you down that way. And
Perhaps
I'd like each of you to
don't
roll
look
initiative, please.
outside.
Oh, crap.
Wait, she says perhaps don't look when we can't see anyway?
Yeah. She forgot that you guys can't see. She can see through her own magical darkness. So.
19.
19.
Yep. Oh,
We're
gosh.
rolling
Ooh.
initiative.
Yeah.
Initiative, yep.
6.
Oh, dear.
Tracks.
8.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Oh,
A
dear.
21?
Nice.
And I don't even have a character sheet, so this is great. We're
Love that.
just going all
You've got
in.
vibes.
I got vibes.
You've got
and,
vibes, and you've got a Notion page where we wrote down the things you can do. Shadow beings. Cool. So it will go Elsina, Ursula, Shadow beings, Selma, and Lila. So Elsina, you would hear. You wouldn't see, but you would definitely hear the increase of your own voices being whispered around as things that you have said or would have said to those in your life that you never had the chance to are echoing and crashing against the shell that Lila is protecting you with. You don't see anything inside or outside of the shell other than perhaps you shouldn't look being your only warning. What would you do?
That's a great question. I have... What is in front of them that is like... It's just the voices that they hear? What do they have in front of them?
Do you want to feel around for what would be in front of you?
Yes. Or
Yeah,
if
so-
possible, they
Mhm.
would like to do... no, I need a foe or someone. Anticipate weakness or...
You
Yeah,
would
you know
know,
what?
if you're looking for
Yeah,
a
look
foe, you
around.
would know just to like the sides of you, you can get it. But with just feeling around, and Lila, this is going to be different for you than everyone else. You just see a blanket, like as your void covers it, shapes are just there. Nondescript cubes, cylinders, shapes in the dark. Elsina, as you feel around, you feel like the table of the home you once felt most safe in. You like put your hand to the side and you sense the walls where the hallway would be, and you are feeling around a very familiar environment to you of one of the few resting houses you had before you had to run.
There is a thing that she does where she's like feeding like a weave or fabric into just like knitting almost, and she does that for a little bit before she what is it? She's kind of pulling at stray moments of time, any potential events that never come to pass, and seeing if they still have currency in this world.
They seem to, yeah. You like know the same way that you've channeled them in the past. You have the ability to channel them right now.
Then they're going to cast they're going to use that to flash forward to see if there is like an oncoming thing coming at them, to give them enough time to avoid it, or like a kind of foreknowledge.
Okay. So you're trying to gain information on like what would be to come?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think with that being done, you would definitely have the knowing as like you like glimpsing through time and reality of like what could happen here. What moments have you taken from others who maybe have been afraid of the dark? What moments have you taken that would allow you to see through this? The biggest thing you would know is that if one of these can get to you, it's going to do your worst fear, which is not only will it take your life, it will age you. And you cannot prevent aging beyond a day. That's the biggest thing you know. The other thing is that there are several of them around you, but it doesn't seem like there are as many bodies as there are sounds. it seems like they're trying to make it more scary and more intimidating with the idea of volume, where it maybe is actually lacking the true number of volume.
Great. Then, if they're able to see that, can they do a? I know he can do something cool, and I forgot what it is. One second. He's perched on my shoulder, so, or well, they kind of almost threw him before, so they'll put Ezra back on their shoulder. Yeah, and gain dark vision with a range of 30 feet. And a bonus
it is
to your
magical dark
passive-
vision in your case, so you can see Lila's area as well.
Okay. They will kind of count off whatever's ahead and kind of call back to them. I don't know. I don't know if we are on our own, but if we are, whatever you see is not the real thing. So,
Yeah, and
be warned.
especially as you gain the magic dark vision, you can see that like the table you felt is just that same shape of square. The like wall you felt is just like the idea of a wall. There's nothing actually physical around you now that you can see magically through it. And we will pass
Yeah,
over
they do
to
that whole thing with
Ursula.
the hand over the table, just like, this is not real.
Yeah. And Ursula, Elsina will say, be warned as it goes to you.
Okay, so that's a warning to us to know that everything isn't real? Is that what just happened? Okay.
Yeah, what you're hearing is not real.
Okay, because I think, let me tell you where Ursula's head is at with this. She is surrounded by shadows, which is very upsetting to her. She's been having sleepless nights and is getting more and more exhausted. Seeing the shadows around her is terrifying. So while she hears that this isn't real, I think she's struggling to believe that. And she listens to what they're saying to her.
Okay. Can you make a charisma saving throw at disadvantage, please?
Why?
Because it fits what you're doing.
Damn it! Okay.
Why does it make sense?
We've played enough games together that you know if you give me great roleplay, I will reward it mechanically, either in or against you.
So it's just I'm not adding the D6 or anything to it, right? It's just like what I would roll in D&D Beyond.
Yep, so just like
Okay,
the charisma,
right.
and then you'll add your bless, because you're blessed.
Oh.
So your charisma save
Hashtag bless.
plus 4,
Yeah, okay. So that's
but
an
then the lower of the two.
11.
Okay. On the 11, that is not enough to snap you out of it.
Okay.
Giving in to the sense, I think you would feel yourself allured to walk forward and find one of the people that you couldn't save who's asking for an apology, and you're being drawn to them. What would you do in that case?
She recognizes the faces of everyone she couldn't save. She feels horrible, and all she can say is, I'm sorry.
And I think as you move into them, they're going to get an attack of opportunity against you, which will be... Oh, okay, not good. Probably
For
because
who?
you're not close enough for the shadow.
Oh,
A
okay.
9 does not hit you. So as you're standing there, what seems to be just like an arm coming out to hug you, to thank you for the apology, Lila and Elsina at this point, you see a claw extending into your like little weave of darkness, your orb of safety, that gets dispelled by Lila's safety net and is not able to take traction with you as you move to apologize. And we go to the shadow beings themselves. The one against you is going to just go again, trying to get you. That does hit. That is a 16. And so when it hits you, you feel that like the sense of cold that Lila had talked about prior, all through you, as it goes from the hug that you received up into your mind and down into just like the core essence of your brain, taking 9 points of psychic damage.
Crap. Okay.
And then, can you also make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Okay.
While you're making that save, Alcina and Selma, being the two others closest, these smaller shadows are going to go for the two of you.
15.
6 and 9. Neither of those, even with their plus to hit. So Lila, you see as you're keeping a cone of safety in your friends, from every direction, shadows are swiping out at people, and you said 16. Is that correct? Or 15?
15.
Gloria? 15. That is exactly enough to not be pulled forward by them.
Okay.
As you ground yourself mentally enough, they don't get enough traction in your mind to pull you beyond the safety veil with them. And it passes to you. What would you do? I'd say that this, like that psychic stab, is enough to break you from the illusion.
Me? Okay.
Oh wait, no, not you.
Oh.
Sorry, Selma. It's because of the A's. It's because of the A's.
The A's all come together. Okay, so let me just replay what happened. I heard. So I still can't see, right? So
You still cannot see.
I can't see jack shit. I have Alcina saying it's not real, and then I hear my sister going, "I'm sorry," and then sounds of pain because she's gotten hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yep.
And then I had Lila go, "Don't look at it." So I'm getting a lot of different information
Yes.
thrown at me while I'm blind. So I'm going to all that really matters in this moment is that she heard her sister in pain. So she's going to start to shift into her hybrid form where content warning, where her fangs will start to grow and dig into her lower lip so that blood begins to trickle down as her power starts to course through it. And she still can't see, but she will charge to wherever she heard the scream or shout from her sister.
Yeah. Easy, especially with how much you've tracked your sister in the past. Easy to get there.
Yeah.
Are you hoping to attack something, or are you hoping just to comfort and protect?
Can I see? That's the problem. When I get there, can I see or no?
You can't see, but you can still hear the creature standing right in front, and you can, the psychic damage is still resonating, kind of like a chime.
Okay.
You can pinpoint with your expertise of hearing where the creature is whispering lies. You can't see it.
Got it. What I would do is I would follow the scent of my sister, which I probably know due to whatever oils she wears, I'm very familiar with. I would like to physically grab my sister, shove her behind me, and fling my body at whatever is in front of her.
Okay. Gloria, do you think your character would try and resist?
I think if she's like shooketh, like she is right now, and she knows that it's her sister, I think she would just let it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, works easy enough. Just a nice little bait and switch. Anything else you want to do?
I was just gonna say she'd probably know it. Ursula would know it's her sister because she can smell dried rosemary, which is what Selma had shoved into her pockets earlier for protection. So that's how you'll know that it's her.
Nice. Then Lila, you've seen all of this going on. You've seen a shadow beast trying to take Ursula. You've seen Selma and Alcina had shadows reach out for them but are not able to make contact. You've seen through the reality of the situation. And you've seen that the ones on the edges that haven't really quite yet are still trying to morph into versions of you all, but still in a shadowy form. What would you like to do as you stand here keeping a protective ward of darkness up?
So I'm decently familiar enough with shadow beings and whatnot. I know some of them are kind of
Intimately
undead,
familiar.
some are demonic. There's a few different types. Is there a way to sense if these are undead shadow beings?
The large one that seems to make a direct call doesn't feel undead. They feel more like Greg. The others, however, are very undead.
Okay. Well, that's good. At least it's majority. And she watched all of this happen, and she's like, okay. Her flight is gonna start kicking in, and she will mutter "Conversus in mortui" and cast Turn Undead. So I'm gonna need a wisdom save
Wonderful.
of 15.
Let's fucking go, Latin.
Save a 15.
My lights just start
From
flickering.
our
You see a giant shadow
undead
come up behind me.
They have a +0 to whiz saves, so
Love that. Love that for us.
13, 19, 14, and 10. So 3 of them retreat in fear as your protective orb flares up with a sense of anti-dark that they're pushed off of. The one, however, that had already broken through near Alcina, the claw is so far in that even pushed back is able to stay held into the sphere. And that is the only shadow remaining other than the shadow beast in front of you all.
Now I have a question.
Of
So
course.
for my bonus action, I would like to use my fade to black feature, not like the TTRPG type of fade to black, but as a bonus action in dim light or darkness, I can magically become invisible for 1 minute. Could I use my shadow upcast to try to make all of us invisible for 1 minute?
Sure, if you want to try and take the fatigue level for it.
Fuck it, let's go.
Cool. This one we said was just
for death.
Yeah, we said
that
no
bad.
save and 1 point for each additional person was what we said, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yep, so tick 3
Okay.
boxes of fatigue as all 4 of you become invisible.
Beautiful.
But do we know? Can I even see this though?
No.
No.
I'm just going to mutter, they can't see you now.
Oh, so we
Alcina,
know.
you would see that you're all invisible because you do have your magical dark vision, so you would know you're all invisible. The sisters, however, are unaware.
We're so out of our depth in this.
Oh no. Oh no. Ursula goes into a Victorian coma.
Victorian coma.
She needs her vapors.
Where's her tincture? Where's her tincture?
Where's her tincture?
As Selma yells, "Where's her tincture?" Alcina, we bring it back to you.
Oh great, that's canon. Wait, who?
Mozz, you're muted.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, muted in Zencaster.
Sorry, I forgot this in the earlier. Ezra rolls initiative as well, I believe.
Ah, okay.
I don't know what that
Does Ezra have a
does
dex
or how
mod?
they work.
Does Ezra have
Uh-huh.
a text mod?
I'm straight from the page. It just says they roll initiative, and I control how it acts. If it is
Okay.
slain by a creature, you gain advantage on all attack rolls against the killer for the next 24 hours. So I'm guessing they use. I'm going to search Sentinel Raven stats real quick.
Because Ezra rolled a 2. So Ezra
Oh,
would go
no!
after Lila anyway, unless Ezra has like a +5 to dex or something.
Okay, let this roll load. Command World Anvil. They're just a tiny baby though, as a raven. I don't know what you can do.
Yeah, so, I mean, ravens have their pluck
This is-
ability, they have their scratch ability. You could also
Oh,
try
could you
and
send me
say,
that?
he's a weird raven man, and ask me to do other things. And I'll
Weird
say
Raven
yes,
Man,
most
true.
likely.
Take it over.
Weird Raven Man.
Until I figure that out, what I want him to do though
Mhm.
for his turn is to make raven sound like little bird calls near where Selma and Ursula are. Pretty much just call to them and
Okay.
then come back to me. So it's just they hear where the both calls are, and Elsina would just follow, follow, follow.
And what is your... I'll add your charisma check to this. Either your performance or persuasion on top of an 11. So what does that bring it up to?
15.
Right, so a cacophonous sound of raven caws is going on that to anyone outside of the sphere is extremely loud and deafening, but to you all it's quiet enough to be the leading path of a trail of ravens. And Alcina, we turn it to your actual turn.
Now that they are kind of flying, they can't really see, but Alcino, could they have gotten a picture of where everybody is before the darkness went away? I mean, came back.
Well, you can see.
Only if he's perched on my shoulder.
Well,
That's why I wanted him
so
to
who are you
fly
asking if
back
they
to
can
me.
see? Yeah, he
So,
can fly back for sure,
if-
but you have your magical dark vision, so you can see all of you in here.
I'm confused.
Except
Who
you're
gave me the
invisible.
magic
You know,
dark
the
vision?
less... when you did your spell to give yourself dark vision.
No, that was Ezra's ability. When he's perched on my shoulder,
Okay.
it just gives me
Got it.
dark vision.
Then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool. Then he's back.
when he
Yeah.
leaves,
Makes sense.
Yeah. Pretty much,
Mhm.
she's blinking in and out of like the darkness comes in, and every single time she's counting 1, 2, 3, 4 where everyone is, and then when Ezra goes to do his call, she's guessing on where they are from the last thing that they have, and the second before he comes back, she's going to do
Very exciting things.
It's a lot going on. I love it.
It's also fun because you all can kind of do a lot. We're not limited.
She's going to
We're not limited.
We're not living.
She's going to do a first level spell.
Okay.
Goodness, I lost it. Shoot. But it is pretty much like she's using the time that she's taken to alter their time and slow them completely, like
On the
the creatures that are closest to Selma and Ursula.
Okay, so that would be the large shadow beast then. Is slowed for sure, and go ahead and make your save to see if the magic takes its toll. Just straight con save.
And bless.
Oh.
And bless.
How much is bless?
4.
D4.
Yep. Just a 4.
So you just gotta beat an 11.
Oh, that's a 17 plus 3.
Ooh.
Yep, you are perfectly fine then. And this character has its time pulled back from it and is slowed down as we move over to Ursula.
Okay, let me know if I can do this. I think because we're not limited, I think what I want to do is use one of her cantrips, but hope that she can use it in a way to disperse all the shadows around them. Or at least a couple of them.
Yeah,
No,
use it all.
We said no, but
wait,
it's
no,
fine.
not all of them. Otherwise, the Terran undead will. Okay.
No, but okay. Well,
Yeah, no.
I want to make sure that this works because I don't want the stuff to break anyone else's things.
Tell me what you want, and we'll go with it.
I know we have to embrace it right now, but I feel like when she embraced it, she still got like beat. So I'm thinking like at least the area around her, I would like to disperse or make them like go away so that they can't hurt anyone. So I was wondering if I could take power from the area around them, like the energy that was just in her through the elements, and use like sacred flame to essentially attack the area around her, but specifically the shadows.
Yeah, that sounds like a great use of the improvised magic, taking what you already know and improving on it.
Yeah.
So we'll use that. If you want to hit all 5 shadows, or just the 2 that are not affected by turn undead?
The ones that are not affected by turn undead, because I don't want them to go back to being poopy pants people.
Yes. Okay, so that is going to be, let's say, so it's only attacking 2 of them with the spell so it's not the most complicated. So let's make it a roll of a 16 for a complete success. So D20, D6, casting mod.
And then, so then if that's my casting mod, then that means that's another 6. So it's a D20 plus D6 plus 6 plus bless.
Yes.
Please. Okay, so 10 plus 15 plus 6, 21.
21, nice. Take 2 points of fatigue, because you can't save against improvised magic.
Yeah.
But you send out incinerating radiant light, which you all would probably know, especially Ursula, trying to keep the shadows at bay at night. Anything holy and radiant will send them up much faster than anything else. So the one shadow that had remained will be fully wiped out. And then go ahead and roll 5d6 for me against the one in front of you.
Sorry, I bought 30 D6s on eBay.
30?
They were like, okay, like they were like this. Can you see these little like
Little
Uh-huh.
tips. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many
Little
do I get to
snacks.
roll? They're so cute. Like the snacks, forbidden snacks.
5d6.
Oh, I thought you said okay. Well, fine.
What did you think I said?
I thought you said 66.
47.
Yeah.
No.
I might have 47. So 2, 6,
No,
8, 11, 14. 14.
14. Okay. Which is going to be double. And you see
No, wait.
the shape in front. Yeah?
I thought, I don't know. It looks like I accidentally counted one wrong, but it's fine. We'll just go with the 14.
Okay. You see the shape in front of you recoil as half of its height is melted away with a single blast of flame in the radius around you. It's not gone, but it's very much hurt. Anything else you want to do?
I don't think I have a bonus or anything, but is with my light around me, can I see Selma?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So hopefully that would be enough for at least the two of them to like see each other and like gather together. So she'll just call over to her sister and make their
was
way
gonna
towards
say-
Alcina, maybe?
You are also invisible, so you would just see like the
God
shape of each other,
damn
not
it.
against. You can see where each other should be because the light illuminates the dark behind you.
God.
So you
And
see like
we
the
can see the
bodies out.
creature, right? Like I can get a
Yes.
glimpse of where the creature is. Great, cool.
Yes.
Okay.
So you invisibly find your way to each other and embrace in a sisterly companion.
I think Selma's not in the hugging mood right now. She's like, go, and like pushing you back to go to Alcina, like, get off me, right?
Yeah, especially because Selma is still a little lupine in the moment, in a hybrid form.
But I can't see that. I
You
don't know about
cannot,
that,
but
do I?
You might. No, you don't. But you could try and feel for it if you think you're thinking logically. If you think you're not thinking logically, no way you're feeling it.
No, I think she's rushing to get to Alcina.
Yeah. Good. Then
Takes
yeah,
note that was
passes-
weird. Hugs were accepted.
Yeah, like not just rejecting a hug, but rejecting a hug with a level of aggression.
Yeah.
But we turn to the shadow being. The only one left in the area and the only one near it is you, Selma. However, you are invisible, which this thing does not have true sight or blind sight or any of that nonsense. So the only thing it's going to try and do is summon the shadows around it to try and hit everyone in the closest area, which is only going to be you, because
Hell
I
yeah.
do think that Ursula would have run far enough
Yeah.
away. So can you make me a DC 16 dexterity saving throw as the ground beneath you starts to like feel like sand and you're almost pulled into the shadow beneath you?
And bless.
22.
Cool. Doesn't work. You feel like the ground trying to pull you beneath, and you just like using your own strength push yourself out of its spell. And we turn it to you. You're next.
So I think from the two, no one can see this because invisible. But with the two trails of blood starting to pour from her mouth, she'll take both of her hands, wipe them down the trails of blood so that the content warning. The blood. Actually, I don't think that's a content warning. Anyway, whatever. Just know every time I talk, it's content warning. It's just there's.
A
Pretty
vibe.
sure every time I talk,
Yep.
it's content warning.
Content warning.
Someone call the merch.
Someone call the merch team. And with her hands coated in blood, I would the transformation fully starts to sink in, and I would like to use my predatory strike. Now, because we technically flavored as she's not a caster, I would consider this a moment of magic.
Okay.
Because it is I don't know if it's improvised, but like because the whole. If I don't have any spells, so fatigue's not going to work if I don't have some element of magic, right? So I would say that this transformation is part of her magic as she goes to claw at the creature that she was able to see.
Okay, go ahead. And then I think since you're drawing on your innate, we'll call it a save instead of a just a thing, and it'll be just your typical level 1 because it's what level trait is it for your class? We'll go that way.
I think it's for a predatory strike. I think it's first. It's basically like
Then
it's basically I don't need a weapon to do damage.
Perfect. And DC 11 con save, please.
Okay.
For your
DC
fatigue
11 con save.
with bless.
# blessed. Dirty 20. So
Perfect.
there's that.
Yeah, this is your natural spot. Nothing feels wrong with it. Nothing can take you out of this moment.
I woof. And I will swing at the I don't know if I can hit it, but I'm gonna swing at it with my now talons that are extended from my bloodied hands.
Beautiful.
Blood.
And you're not a cat, but
Meow. Well, that's awful. So that was a 9, so that ain't gonna do shit.
No, that's not enough to get through it. We'll say that like you aim for where it was before your sister blasted half of it away, and just with the extra like length between where you need to be and where it at is your perception's a little off, and you swing just short of hitting it.
Wait, does bless add to attack rolls?
yeah.
Oh, I have to add my bless. Sorry. I don't know if
Okay.
it will help at all. Probably won't, but
4.
9 + 2 is 11. Does it hit now? Nope. Okay.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think she misses because she saw the flash of light from Sacred Flame, and then since it's like she thought she had an idea, but of course it can move and she can't see shit. So I think she'll swipe and probably miss.
Lila, we pass it to you then.
Hello. How many fuckers are still around us?
Just the big one.
Oh,
The Greg-esque one.
the Greg-esque one. So may I assume...
You would know the other 3 are still around. They're just turning in fear. 1 is fully
Yeah.
gone. 3 are running in fear, and 1 is still in front of you.
Okay. So, knowing what I know of Greg, I'm assuming I know, like, we've spent a few years together at this point, Greg and I, so...
Greg and I.
The Gregor and I. Sorry.
I was waiting for it, thank you.
We're gonna get DMCA'd so hard.
Not if it's a parody, which it was.
I think I'm just gonna give a good ol' Spirit Guardians with Radiant.
Oh.
But that might help,
Nice.
but that might disperse the dark. I am of 2 minds, and they are both decisions, all of them wrong. Spirit Guardians, fuck it, let's go. Okay.
Do it.
Okay, cool. Your Spirit Guardians come up. Let's go ahead and do the save for it, please.
The Latin word for this is not nearly as cool because it just sounds like Spirit Custodians. So I'm gonna come up with something better for that for next episode. So
Spirit Custodian.
it's Spiritus Custodes. Which,
But
like,
don't you? Isn't
cool.
your character? Hold on. Isn't your character a waitress?
she's a bartender, thank you.
So what did?
She's
but what did
basically
that,
an unlicensed therapist. So
I was
if you
gonna say,
think
which-
about it.
I was gonna say, but that would check out though, right? To have like.
I got
It's your
Sorry,
spirit
Sean, I
guardian.
forgot what you just said before the Spirit Custodian.
I need the con save for your fatigue.
Okay.
And bless.
Ooh, let's fucking go. Nat 20.
Ooh.
Perfect. You only take 1 point of fatigue.
Yes. Okay.
But as you cast it and you bring up a wall of radiance around you, the concentration that requires does break the concentration on darkness, and all of you who could previously see through the magical darkness just watch as a wave of dark crosses over your eyes, and you are all invisible. No, because invisibility is not being maintained through your thing, so you're good there. You are still invisible, but your sense of sight is gone. You also feel the rushing of the creatures that was being pushed out come for you. However, they're mostly going to be charging for Lila as the clear safety net here.
Alcina.
And they are going to
Alcina.
they are going to charge directly into your wall of sacred light.
Oh, okay.
So,
Let's go.
what
Yeah.
is-
Come at me.
They're not smart.
Exactly.
It's a what? Wiz save of 15 for the shadows, right?
Yes.
That's nat 1. That's not doing it. That's 2 nat 1s.
Get wrecked, shadow
And then
people.
the other one is an 11. So
Fuck around,
all
find
3
out.
of the ones that had been dispelled turn around and come for you. Go ahead and roll the damage, the 3d8 radiant. Alcina, all 3 of you actually, for one of the different ones, could take your reaction to take an opportunity attack against the shadows rushing past you. It would be at disadvantage because you can't see, but you can hear them rushing past you.
We all can.
All 3 of you, yep.
I want to do it.
7,
Okay.
4.
Go ahead and roll
14.
your
14
opportunity
radiant.
attacks. Okay.
At disadvantage, right?
Yep.
Sorry, do I have to roll something
I
right now? I
forgot
was
this.
busy writing something in our Discord.
If you want to make an opportunity attack, you're able to.
Oh, yeah.
At disadvantage, I rolled 22.
Whoa! Okay.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, that hits.
We're hitting... We're all
Um,
able to hit something right now?
Because they
Yes.
are going towards
Lila?
Lila, right? Yeah.
Lila. Yep,
They're going
Lila.
towards
Mhm.
Lila, so we can take opportunity attacks as they leave
Right.
our area.
I'm gonna just
Mozz,
smack
what was
them with
Alcina's
mace.
question?
I took a couple of cantrips. One of them is the Claws of Darkness. Could I use a cantrip for an opportunity attack?
Yeah. Yeah. Typically, it's only melee weapon attacks, but we don't have melee weapons. We also are flavoring everything, so your Claws of Darkness make a lot of sense to be used what you use as an intention to attack.
Speak for yourself. I have a
sure.
knife.
I got a
Somewhere.
15.
Yeah.
I-
What'd you get?
Damage.
A 15?
Okay. And
Uh,
Gloria, what was your attack number?
I think it was 15. It disappeared from my little thingamabob.
Cool. All 3 of you hit. We've already got Selma's damage. Ursula and Alcina, what do you do?
They're, for at least Cause of Darkness, they just take the shadows into claws, like pretty much grabbing in the air. For only 1 damage. Wow, how dare.
Oh,
okay.
Rude.
So,
It's way too cool
and then
for a little
so in a
scratch.
moment of not failure, but from like clearly out of their element, the sisters who are much more well trained in like generally doing things, not specialized, not modern, just like they live a normal life, are able to, the thing coming at them, hit it and hurt it a lot, while the like amazing time witch who's just now used to like, taking that, just goes, and stabs a shadow for 1 point of damage. The two that have been attacked by the sisters, by the time that they hit the wall with your damage, are eradicated. The only one left standing in front of you, Lila, is the last shadow of which Alcina stabbed. Do you have anything you want to do with your bonus action? For Lila.
For me?
If you have a bonus action. That was all on your turn. So if you have a bonus action you want to use.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that's really relevant because I don't want to teleport anywhere.
Uh-huh. No, that's fine.
And yeah, assuming that these are similar to Greg, most of her spells are not going to be very helpful because she has a lot of necrotic damage stuff. So,
Okay. Then that brings us to Ezra.
For Ezra,
Mhm.
she will mentally like tell him, I only got a nick. Give him the entire claw and just go just like straight pluck at them with his claws.
Sure, yeah. Ooh, good job, Ezra. That's a 16.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
So Ezra is going to do 5 points of piercing damage, which is enough to take out the shadow standing in front of you, Lila. So the way that it works, that it looks now, there's a faint light glowing from Lila as a ring of like. What do your spirit guardians look like, Lila?
Even though these are radiant, I imagine they're like not lighthearted, if that makes sense. They're more like
Mm-hmm.
motes of light that kind of just look like floating heads of despair. But they're bright and
Okay.
shiny, so like it's fine. They're having
Yeah.
a great time.
So as bright and shiny motes of heads of despair are like floating around you, but also being suppressed by the magical darkness, the only way you can see where Lila is by this like radiant circle around her. You don't see the sisters in any capacity, but you know that Ursula is close enough to you, as before everything went dark again, she ran towards you. You know that Selma is off in the distance, and somewhere beyond Selma remains a shadow beast that is injured but not downed. So Alcina, what would you like to do?
Let's see. They're going to let's see. There is they're going to use their bonus action to how do I explain that? But like reduce their walking speed so that they can kind of come around in enough time with their dagger and attack them with like a melee attack.
Okay.
As their action.
Yeah, so you want to reduce the shadow beast's walking speed, is that correct? Yeah, easy enough.
Pretty much the like if she's manipulating time, they're really going slow and she's like going faster. Pretty much just going really super
Perfect.
fast.
Yeah, go ahead and make that melee attack with advantage because you're moving so much faster and it can't react to you.
Uh, 19.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. And what kind of damage are you doing? Piercing?
5 piercing damage.
5 piercing. Okay, nice. A large chunk of it is gone. Didn't do nearly as much as the wall of radiant fire, but enough that you found your purpose and you found a spot to cut away the shadow. And it just like tears the dagger through, and as it rends, half of the beast falls off. And all that remains is a large shadow beast, but not nearly as large as it was prior. And then we go over to Ursula.
Immediately knowing where... Well, she's immediately going to attack the shadow that is near her sister. So, I'm going to continue to use my guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt!
Okay.
So that's a... Just I'm going to give you the total. It was a 21.
Ooh.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. And then 13 damage.
Perfect. Paint us a picture as this creature is destroyed by your light. The literal darkness of the shadows that have been haunting you, able to send one out.
I think that the way Ursula looks right now is she, of course, is very distraught, but knows her sister's in danger. So she casts out her last sacred flame, and I would say that I don't know how to describe this better than as the shadow essentially disintegrates, it looks like gold flecks of like ashy amber falling to the ground. And it's just gone.
Wonderful. Yeah, and it goes, and the whispers stop. The place is eerily quiet, except for the creaking of floorboards that would be in the sisters' home. The sound of lower neighbors doing whatever the hell they do at 2 a.m. when they should be sleeping, not aware of the people that are above them for Lila's apartment. The sound of a busy street as you're walking Alcina. And once again, the feelings of familiarity and home return, as none of you can currently see what's around you. Anyone feeling around feels once more like a familiar place with familiar sounds.
Can we still not see? Are we invisible still?
You're both invisible, and the two people that had magical dark vision have lost it because the safe darkness is gone.
Great. I think she'll just knowing that seeing the gold sparkles and flakes, she'll just charge towards her sister, or calling out to her, "I can't see you. Where are you?"
And she'll just call like, "Over here, over here."
Can't see anything. And she'll finally, when she finds you, she's gonna grab you, and start, sure, she is not a caretaker. That's not her thing, but at her best, she's gonna try to feel for wounds and, try to shoddily do what she's seen you do many times before. Yet again, she can't see.
I imagine
Selma
Ursula just
question
being
more than
shaken
Emma
like Gumby.
question. Would Selma have had the forethought to change back before doing this?
I think, knowing that they're they can't see anything. I think at first it was pure instinct of like, where is she? Right? Is she okay? And then as she's charging over, and I think the smell. What is Ursula? This is a strange question, but I have to ask. What does Ursula smell like? Would you say?
Oh, I feel like she smells like roses. I think that she smells like okay, this is too much detail, but like a dewy spring morning is how I would describe how Ursula smells, and also roses.
Okay, so I think, panic, right? Animalistic, like a mother going for their child, right? She charges, and then the smell of roses hits her, and I think just that smell alone is to help her, because her sister's never been with her when she's changed. The smell alone is like grounding, and slowly bringing her back. So by the time she's like, Ursula might be like, oh, why, she's very rough right now, right? Like that's what she might notice, but I don't think she would feel claws or anything, as she's slowly calming down the more time she spends around her sister.
Okay.
But yeah, that is, I want to just say it again because I like the idea of it. Like as Selma is like feeling around trying to do what Ursula does, I do feel like she's being like thrown around like a rag doll.
It's like a doll. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. I know you do this and this and that. Yeah.
I'm okay.
And as you all calm a bit, the words return to your head once more. Embrace the dark and find your way through.
I don't feel like that was embracing. I tried. And it didn't go well.
What happened?
I saw something. It was a familiar face of somebody who I could not save. And I could do nothing other than apologize to them. I thought maybe telling them how sorry I was going to be enough. But it wasn't.
I think normally Selma would care if people were listening, but she doesn't give a shit right now. Especially because, like, I think it's the first, that was pretty intense, right? All the magic being flung around. It's probably the most magic. So not caring if the others hear. Ursula will hear a slightly different tone to Selma's voice. And although she can't see her, she'll feel the hand that was at first medical and Selma was more practical, right? Is now become more soothing, as she'll hear in a soft voice, "You are not a god. You can't save them all."
I know. It doesn't make it easier.
No, but at least you try.
I think Ursula just lets that sit in. Sit in? Let's sink in.
And I can't see fucking shit, she'll say much louder for the other two.
the other two have thoughts.
The magical
Your
darkness
girl's
is
tired.
gone, though,
I
right?
cannot cast darkness. I mean, I can cast darkness again, but I'm fearful for what will happen if I do.
But the like they're only invisible. They can still see through the dark, right? I mean, it's like
No.
light out now.
No.
I can't
Now it's back now to like the dark, like when everything was dark and oppressing, and it was just like the feelings of familiarity around you. Like you can't, that thing of like when you're running to the kitchen in the middle of the night and you can't see anything, but you know the way there. You know what should be around you. You know where the placing should be.
That's exactly what Alcina is trying to say. Is like, where she just yells out, like, "It doesn't matter. You already know the way." And they are like, they kind of pace around enough to make noise, but they're counting and counting, and waiting for Ezra to come back and perch on their shoulder, and they're just mentally asking, and there's no way I'm supposed to hug them, am I? I'm not going to hug those creatures. No.
No, I don't imagine that would be of any benefit to either of us or to your mistress.
Can I trade one of them?
If you choose to take their time and their memories, you've done it to countless others. Why would these ones be any different?
Oh, I meant the shadow creatures.
Wait, we can't hear this, right?
Nope.
I would hope we
Elsina's
couldn't.
walked off familiarly.
Good.
I'm so glad we can't hear this.
Yeah. No, for like the other creatures, no, they have no life to give.
And okay, they just like if there is like a call end kind of mental like thing, that's what they do. Is instant, not no response. Because what? That's what I thought. Yeah, Alcina's like, they were undead. I thought maybe they had some life. Anyway, can you hear me? And they start like clapping to come close
To the other three of you.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're able to calmly lead the way, each one of you having to take a different path than the others, because each one of you has a different familiarity with your own darkness. But after trailing the path of your own home to your own door, you step to the other side, and we'll take a break there.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, so good.
Time.
And welcome back from our break. So, players, as you emerge from the dark, what do you say? What's on your mind? What do you feel as you just see once again an endless stretch of road into miles and miles of forest ahead of you with nothing discernible on the horizon?
Has invisibility dropped by now, or is it still up?
Yeah, I guess I should
Lila?
probably drop it. I'll drop that. And as soon as I drop it, like very comedically, she'll just be grabbing the bottle of bourbon out of her backpack and just like look over and be like, "Oh right."
So we see you openly, having this bottle.
Oh yeah. And she's going to see if she can like. I imagine she has at least one or two spare jiggers in her backpack because bartender. So she'll be like, whoever doesn't want to share the bottle can have their own little cup, but
I'll take one.
we'd love to see another day. So cheers to
I'll
that.
take one. Yeah, I think Ursula would want one. A small one, a thimble.
I think Selma will wait to drink from the bottle. And she nods to the others. Nice to know that in all times, a drink can be shared.
That they definitely can. That's actually what I do. I serve drinks to people at a, funnily enough, a witchy bar.
Oh.
You run a tavern.
Yes.
A pub.
absolutely run it. It's mine.
We have
I run it. I do not run it. I'm sorry, I'm lying. I wish I ran it. I'm like the lead weekend bartender, so that's like basically like running it, but I don't own it.
That reminds
We'll
me
just
of,
go into like hyper explanation.
yeah, that reminds me of the pub in our town. Do you remember Larry, who owns it, and he's just wild.
Yes, he took quite a shining to him.
Yeah, he was fine.
So not quite a shining then.
He was very charming, but I don't think he's what I'm looking for anyway. So he's very kind, but someone says that they work at a pub and I think of home.
Ah. And then I turn to Lila and goes, "You make my sister think of home."
Confronted by an actual thing of cuteness, she'll just be like, and just take a sip from her flask, be like, so tell me, about your home. Maybe not of Larry.
Oh, no, I don't need to speak about Larry. It's very small. There's maybe a couple hundred people, and everyone either works in their own little spaces. Many people own their small businesses. There's a really lovely bakery. There's my practice. There's the pub, which we don't have to talk about, Larry again. And many people commute to the city, often like my sister Selma does. Yes, so I would say it's small. We don't have too much of what the big city has, but a lot of us, mainly me, also me, are quite happy. What's it like? Oh, go ahead.
And I was gonna say, Selma, as she sees her connecting with Lila, Selma's gonna fade into the backdrop. Probably walk over to wherever Alcina is, just to give them their space.
We just got here.
Listen. You're always taking care of other people.
Larry was the what's the word? The catalyst for this?
He's finally good for something besides having a pub.
Okay. Anywho, okay, fine. We're here. What's it like where you come from?
If a big city was a small town, that would be in New Orleans. It's loud. It's kind of a ruckus at all times. There's a street where you can drink at all times. It's called Bourbon Street.
Oh.
Avoid it like the plague during Mardi Gras.
I will. And I think Ursula internally is like, what is happening? What does that even mean? Why do I have to avoid a street? And during Mardi's Gras, even though obviously she wouldn't have read it, but that's in her head. Okay, I'll be sure to do that. Interesting. And she just sort of.
How did you first learn you could heal?
I think there were a few moments where, when I was younger, I would see flowers wilting, and I would go up to them, and I would remember feeling really sad about it, and I would sit by them, and touching the petals would bring them back to life. And I thought it was a fun trick. And then I told Selma, who didn't believe me, and I decided to show her with some tree bark and some grass in areas that were a little patchy, and I decided to try it on myself when I had scraped my knee once, and all of those little moments led to, well, I guess now.
Remarkable.
And you, how did you know that you can find your way here?
Well, find my way here. I had just gotten home from, a shift at the bar, and I didn't have much else to lose, so I tried it when I saw that strange passage and figured it might be some sort of magics. Figuring out that I had the abilities, that's a different story.
Well, would you like to share?
Well, your magic seems light and happy and like it takes a weight off your shoulders. My magic can take weights off shoulders, but not without great expense of others. It's the little bit of shadow that lurks around every single corner, and it's the closest thing to harnessing the bad type of magics that you can get, but you could also do good with it.
Well, then I guess we're both somewhat bonded by shadows.
Well, you can't have any light without some dark, I suppose. And she'll refill the drinks a little bit and cheers.
Ursula takes a polite sip of her thimble-sized whatever this is.
Yeah, I would say it's like a middle shelf bourbon, so it's not like one that's impeccable, but it's not like absolute swill.
Okay.
And as the two of you are having your moment, Selma, what do you do as you go to Alcina?
In awkward, much like like dodgeball, or it's like in gym class when they're like, all right, everyone, find a pair, right? It's that moment when like you're the only person left with someone else in the room, and you're like, well, I guess I have. All right. So I have to not look at the chat. I think Selma will shove her hands into her trench coat's pockets. Even though she's very, very tall and lanky, her body almost hunches over as she kind of saunters over to Alcina. And she just, how tall is Alcina?
Not that tall.
Okay, so not that tall. So you'll just see a shadow. Shadows, theme of the day. A shadow kind of block as she just kind of stands in front of you, her shoulders hunched, looking off to the side without making eye contact with you. She'll say, "That was decent."
Before you said anything, she would have muttered something. She's slowly kind of like doing some intricate magic. She's like, "Did you lose a feather? I can find it." Decent. Only decent. Huh.
And hearing, I think she's surprised by that response because Alcina has been very kind of aloof and altruistic, like very out there. So to have her almost have a moment of human, right, connection, right, competition, that will kind of embolden her, and she'll stand up a little taller, roll back her shoulders, and say, "I mean, the bird call was intelligent, but yes, decent. Do you want me to applaud you?"
No, I think you would not feel, usually when I talk to people, I tell them the good things first, but here, it was decent enough for you to come and tell me.
She just shrugs, like, yeah, that sounds about right.
She kind of like puts her like hands across her chest and just like kind of has that very like kind of smile. But when the magical dark vision was enabled, was Alcina able to see Selma?
Yes.
They kind of like slowly creep forward and just like, what about you?
I think as she slowly gets closer,
It was very decent, very, very decent of you to show one of your forms.
at that, much like with her, well, actually not at all like with her sister, but in terms of the bending over, because of the height, her face will get right in front of her, theirs, one of your many forms, and it's almost like you can see the teeth start to grow once more. Don't you think we can keep that a secret? Just between us two. You seem to love carrying secrets. She gestured toward your pocket watch. Surely one more shouldn't hurt.
She kind of like opens it and you just see like the stopwatch just going. She just, my secrets are free to share, but who? And they lean in real close to Selma.
Inches from each other.
Does everything in her power not go back down?
I'm gonna rip the arms off of my chair. Okay.
They lean in real close to Selma, but they turn their head kind of like counting the background, the trees, but they stop at like Lila and then Ursula and note like their reaction. Just keep the secret from... Oh.
Very, very subtly, eye starts to twitch because you're so close. You can see it. Yes, since we're so close, traveling together, surely it shouldn't be too hard.
I don't know. Sometimes there's not many stories to tell on the road. But in fairness and decency, I can keep secrets. Might come handy even. Also, I like these. And they kind of do a little like this too. Selma's chin and turns around and like goes and sits down to their fangs.
I think it's almost like as you walk away, like the reaction is to like bite. So she has to temper it down. And she'll stand up. Her face, her hair mussed, her face, red, grumbling, growling, shoves hands deeper into pockets, and waits for her sister to finish up her conversation. Or actually, she won't wait. She'll go, "Are we done?" To the other two.
She would have taken that bottle that she got from the bar and taken a swig and like held it up to you to have one as you say that.
As you say, "Are we done?" she glares at you, looks at the bottle, back to you, looks at the bottle, back to you, much like a dog when you're offering something to like a stray, of like, is this risk worth taking? And she'll snatch it, take a quick swig, shove it back into you, almost a little too forcefully, and storm off.
That's fine. She just yells out, "It's a little stronger from our time, but you'll learn. Make your own mistakes."
She scowls over her shoulder, still grudgingly strumping forward.
Yeah, and on that, I think this, would you all take a rest here, either short or long, or do you think you would all take this moment and then continue going?
I think go ahead.
The moment they sat down, Alcina was tinkering with magic. They what's it called? They were hastening our short rest by letting it partially slip through time. So they ask, "Did you want to rest?" They'll ask, like, "Do we want to rest or something?" In the like, I don't know how to describe this because I am completely missed my sheet. But they before it ends, before everyone says like, "Let's continue again," they said, "I don't have time. Anyone willing to make this a little quick? Hands?"
I think Ursula would just say, I because she's like a healer who also cares about everyone getting sleep. That all counts for her. I think she would be opposed and just say, well, would it not be better if we all maybe found a place to rest for the night?
This will be just like that, but in a moment. And I won't lose a second.
Okay, if that's helpful, I suppose I will go along with it.
Great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ezra, I'm guessing your little. I'm gonna say yes for you. Don't answer. It's fine. They kind of just like just add him along. And pretty much it just causes us to slip through time and arrive at the end of your rest. I think we sleep for like 10 minutes unconscious, and when we come back to sleep we get the benefits of a rest.
Nice.
A long rest?
And is that a short rest or a long rest?
You're asking this when I can't find the page.
I would assume long rest,
Yeah.
right? If it's a feature?
Are we doing a long rest if it's a...
Because that's the thing. Alcina, taking a short rest is great for Alcina because you get everything back. The other two magic casters would not. So while you are used to taking your life moment by moment and just a little sleep here, a little sleep there, the other two, if they're to be fully up top, would need something giving them back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, at least then for those who are willing to,
I
they
can
would
finish
do that,
a long
and...
rest in 4 hours because bartender schedule, also because Shatterkai on a character sheet, but because bartender.
But because of bartender.
Yeah.
Yes, because of all the because of all the fun reflavorings we're doing. Yes, your armor classes are your ability to walk through a crowd. Your long rest is your work-life balance. Yes.
Yeah. Because of like the trance ability, like I feel like she can not just short rest, because I think short rest is numerically like an hour, but it wouldn't take me that long to get my shit back.
Yeah. And I think, Alcina, you would, checking your time, see that the entire time you've been here, only half an hour has passed.
Awesome. I don't know what would be best, but if it was for a long rest, maybe we could like either expend energy to do that, or it's like a longer time that they're unconscious for, rather than the 10 minutes.
Yeah, I did just check. It is 10 minutes for a short rest, but if you wanted to do an hour, we could do the long rest in an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Nice. And go ahead and tick your fatigue for using that. Which, go ahead and make the cons... Oh, no, this one... Was this one of the ones that we allow a save for, or no? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I'm so sorry.
You're good. I
but
think it's the
will
con
take
save
it for now.
I think because it's a 9th level feature, I think it was a con save of 19 to stay good. But also, on a short rest... Yeah.
Jesus.
On a short rest, though, you all can relieve some points of exhaustion, relieve some points of fatigue.
Please.
It's roll a d6 if we're doing a short rest. If it's a long rest, you clear all boxes.
Woo!
So if you are all committing to the long rest, you can clear all of your boxes.
Okay.
I have no fatigue.
Yay!
Well,
Yay!
I had a lot.
I was gonna say you had a lot.
Either way, Mozz, I don't believe that would put you over 9 if you failed. So you're able to just wrap the time around each of you as you take a nap, and an hour later, in-world, 15 minutes of your stopwatch later, you all wake up fully refreshed, ready for whatever appears on the horizon next. And I think there is where we will stop today. Thank you so much for... Oh, thank you for the applause. Thank you much for being here for episode 2, everyone in chat. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. You all are cooking already, and I am excited. Let's go in reverse order to say who we are, where we can find you, and then we'll say one more goodbye to our lovely audience. Jenna.
Hello, that's me. I'm Jenna Daggers. That's where you can find me as, across every corner of the internet. Sometimes there is an underscore in between Jenna and Daggers. Sometimes there's not. It's a surprise. Teehee. Yeah, I do things. You can find it. It's fun.
Lovely. Mozz.
Hi, I'm Mozz. I am so hungry, so I'm still eating dinner / breakfast / lunch. So, hi, I'm Mozz. You can find me everywhere at It's Mozzarella or here on Twitch at Mozzarella. But yeah, it's all there, all cool stuff, all pictures, all in other games, and where we'll continue this awesome game here at Help Action Needed.
Gloria.
I am Gloria. Glow Pinks on everything. Charm Party on YouTube. I love being here.
Emma.
Short and to the point, and closing it out. I'm Emma Ramasco. You can find me as Emma Ramasco _VO or Emma Rama. Because now Gloria's just in my head.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for more witchy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am Sean. I am the GM, producer, general exister here at Help Action Needed. Thank you so much, audience, for being here, and we hope you will join us next week for episode 3. Goodbye.